to you. There we go. We'll go like that.
Look at the camera. Got it?
Now people can be sick.
That was it?
Well, I just,
The end.
my teacher wants to see who came to my presentation.
Well, they want to have proof of it.
What's the presentation on?
You'll find
You're
out.
gonna find out right now.
Okay, cool.
All right, have you ever wanted those lush gardens that you just can get all these awesome vegetables and fruits from? Or maybe a flower bed that's just really beautiful? Or maybe grass that's just green and soft that you really like to enjoy and lay on? Well, let me tell you how this can be done. So, we got a little comic up here. Now, worms are going to be an important part of how to get soil to make these beautiful gardens work for you. And what I want to share with you is about composting. Now, worms are a great tool for composting. They're kind of like a plow for underneath the earth. They make holes and everything that oxygen and nitrogen and things can move in, so you can get this good soil. So I want to talk to you about the what's, whys, and how about composting. Okay, first off, what is composting? Well, composting is a chance for certain products to decompose. And it could be a lot of things. With composting, it's mainly scraps of kitchen scraps. And why? So why are we going to fertilize? Why are we going to compost? Well, it's good for fertilizing. You know, we maybe have those harmful chemical fertilizers that we put on our garden or our lawn. But this doesn't matter. There's no harmful stuff in it. So kids can play on it or whatever you want to do. Also, it helps with maintain healthy land. So it fights the diseases that could be in the ground, and it makes sure plants can be strong and healthy. Another one is there might be droughts, but compost can hold about 5% more water. Composting 5% more can hold about 4 times more water than normal soil. So you can save money, so you don't have to water as much if you use compost. And that's the way we save money. So why do we want to compost, or what can we do with our soil? Well, there's a garden. You can bring lush garden to it. Maybe you can get your favorite vegetable, cucumber, corn, whatever it could be. Maybe you're not the gardening type, so you want to do a flower bed. Flower beds can be beautiful too by using compost. And with the compost, again, it holds the water, so you don't have to water as much, and it can make them beautiful and strong. Or maybe you wanted to plant a tree for the first time. So you dig a hole for the tree, put the compost dirt in it, and then put the tree in, and then you cover it back up. And that way the roots are strong, and it can maintain that water. As you put on it, you don't have to water it as much. Again, saving money. And we had to mention also with the vegetables, you got fresh vegetables that are probably better than any store-bought ones because they're the fresh ones. You go pick it, bring it inside the house, only one pair of hands have touched it. I guess unless you have kids. Or you got the green grass that can be really soft and lush. Maybe you want to lay on the grass, play in the grass, and that can be helpful too with composting, is using that dirt for sod in that. Okay, another thing is kitchen scraps. It's kind of a high percentage of kitchen scraps that can be composted that we throw away, which can fill up our landfills and make other chemical smells in the air because it goes to landfill. And of course we can reduce our garbage that we take out by composting. Now this is one of my favorite slides. I have to show it because this is how it works. Now, people here might not become composters, but at one point in our life, hopefully not soon, we're all going to be part of composting. When we die, we go underneath the ground and our body starts to decompose, and then worms will eat our decomposing bodies. And then here's where the cycle starts. The worms eat our bodies, the birds get the worms, and as you can see, it goes in one cycle. And it's the reduce, reuse, recycle here, as you can see. So we need 4 ingredients for the composting to be very effective. First, we need carbon. That's the energy that we need for the compost to work. It's the heat, and the heat makes the compost pile decompose faster and better. Then we got nitrogen, and this helps to make it grow so that it can fight down the bacteria and things, so that the compost can, or the whatever we put in it, can become dirt. And then like everything else, oxygen and water. We all need oxygen and water, same with composting. But with composting, you also need to mix up your compost bin. So I have a compost bin that's outside and not covered. So every once in a while I have to shovel it and turn it around so it can get some more air to the bottom of it. Alright, so here we go. This is a perfectly planned compost pile. It has all different sorts of colors on it. First one is the dark green, and that's our grass clippings. So Mom, what do you do with your grass clippings?
We compost it in the landfill.
Just put it, yeah, they do, put it in the garbage.
Okay, and now with that, does it make your garbage smell? With composting the grass clippings, even though it's grass does think when it goes, but with compost it moves so much that it doesn't have that smell. If you might not even be able to smell our compost pile if you go by it. Okay, next, and that was the nitrogen stuff that we needed for compost. Next is our light green, and that's our kitchen scraps. So Chrissy, what kind of kitchen scraps do you have in your house?
Potato peels, eggs, shells, food we don't eat, leftover
Carrot
carrot skins.
skins.
Okay, perfect. So do you think all those can be composted?
Yes.
Yes, you're right. All that can be composted. So sometimes, you know, you may feel like just throwing away, but that's another way that we can save on garbage is by composting it. All that stuff can be composted. Banana
Get rid of
peels,
the seeds and the weeds.
the
That's
seeds.
the trick.
Yeah, we don't want to
Don't
put the
include
seeds in it.
seeds.
That's true, thanks.
How do you get rid of those?
If there's too much seeds, then that's when you have to just throw them away. On that. Okay, now here's our light brown, and that's leaves. Now, in fall time, that's when we're going to get our most leaves, and you can cover your garden area with that, or your compost bin. But leaves, you don't want very many leaves because it will suffocate the compost pile, and you won't get the oxygen and nitrogen that you need for it to decompose. And then the dark brown is the top one there, and that is, what I found interesting is cardboard can be in a compost pile. Newspapers and other wood chips. Now again, with cardboard, we don't want to put very much on it because again, cardboard doesn't decompose as quickly as other items. Now other things that can be in our compost pile that I thought was interesting is wood ash. So if we have a fire pit outside, we can use that wood ash to put in our compost pile. One of them that was kind of gross was hair clippings and nail clippings. That can go in there too. That's pretty interesting, that can go in there as well. But banana peels, avocado pits, when they're smashed up, they have a lot of nutrients in them too that can add to the health of the compost pile. Alright, there's another one with the worms. Worms again put a lot of stuff into the ground to make the soil healthy and strong so we can have that lush garden, that green grass that we want. Alright, non-compostable things is dairy products, but you can put egg shells in there, but not the egg itself. I put the egg shells with the egg cartons, and it takes about 4 or 5 months for that cardboard to decompose as you churn it and turn it around. So I thought that was pretty cool too, that it doesn't take very long for it to decompose. And also we want to make sure that dogs and cats get into it, because that's pretty gross, and that's not healthy stuff for your compost bin to have. And then, again with the reduce, reuse, recycle thing, can work with composting too. So as we reduce how much garbage we have, we can reuse it because we produce the food, we eat the food, and then we take the scraps and throw them in our compost again. So there's that cycle. So as we reduce, reuse, and recycle, I hope that we can compost as well. Thank you.